So what do you think?
It's nice. I still think we could consider getting married on the sea. Wouldn't it be romantic to exchange our vows in the Jolly Roger?
Not if half your guests are getting sick over the side.
I guess the latter's a point.
I think Granny's will be perfect. We can have the ceremony outside. After dinner, we push the tables aside for dancing. There's music on the jukebox. What do you think, David?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? We have shared so many happy memories here together. Don't you want to add one more?
Let's be honest. Not all of them have been happy, and not all of them have been together either.
What are you talking about?
For starters, how about your first date with Whale?
Ouch. Dad, we were cursed. Are you really bringing that up right now? That can't possibly be the reason you don't want to have Emma's wedding here anymore.
Okay, well, how about this? This place is a scrap heap. You want another one? It's not big enough. Emma is a princess, and her wedding is a royal affair.
You want to find someplace bigger? Fine. Let's go find one.
Happy to.
What's going on?
I don't know, love. I don't know at all.
First off, from just a camera angle point of view or camera angle review of the sneak peek, it's pretty awesome. It's so well cut. I was just in love with it. Every time I watched it go from one scene or from one character's point of view to another, I thought, oh, this is really innovative and really creative. I'm a huge fan of cinematography. That's why I make videos about movies and TV shows and whatnot, though my movies videos have been lackluster just because of my schedule. But cinematography is a big thing for me. I'm a real big fan of it, big advocate of interesting camera angles and whatnot. And I really loved all of the different camera jumps here because I was just really engaged. And I just loved how it had like close-up shots and widespread shots. I have two side images essentially showing a close-up and a widespread shot because they were just so good. So again, from just a camera point of view, it's a thumbs up. Like, it's so, so good. Then what we get out of it, it's a beautiful, beautiful Captain Swan sneak peek. I'm a fan of Captain Swan, totally ship them. Fan of Swan Queen as well, but on a friendship level. And I really, really dug just the giddiness that Jennifer Morrison and Colin O'Donoghue were able to give off in this scene. It's fun to watch. Like, scenes like this, I really, really enjoy. Now, I haven't done a lot of trailer reviews really recently, again, just because of my schedule and whatnot. But I give trailer reviews really high scrutiny into what, they reveal, how much we see, etc. And I have to say, I think from this scene, it doesn't reveal like a plethora of information. It kind of just gives a little bit of a rom-com or, sitcom-y feel with, Josh Dallas acting as the father who isn't also approving of Captain Hook. But I have to say, I think it sets up the wedding episode, which is in 2 weeks, really well. And I was really just impressed with everything that went down here. For one thing, I love the callbacks to older episodes like Snow White's date with Whale. I mean, that was, I think, all the way back in season 1. So it's fun to hear that. And now I know I talked about how Josh Dallas, or Charming, was acting as a disapproving father. And again, that's sitcom, rom-com type thing. But if the show didn't have it and had him completely approving of Hook, even though he's flat out saying, even though he's not saying he's disapproving of Hook, it's there on some level. Essentially, we all know this. Fathers don't want to give away their daughters. This idea that no one's ever good enough for them. And I have to say, he's playing it really well without saying it. And then he's also disapproving of Emma's wedding space because it is small. I mean, I have to say, after have been in a couple weddings myself, I would not want to be in a wedding or get married at Granny's. It's too small, and there's just a little bit too much negative memories that have happened around there. I mean, Emma was turned to the Dark One right around Granny's, and they brought Granny's to Camelot. I mean, let's have maybe a wedding on the beach. I think the Jolly Roger might have been a little bit too much. And I completely agree with Henry. But I would say there are many other settings in Storybrooke, Vancouver, that they could use. And I have to just say, overall, I just love the dialogue. The dialogue's fun. It's a fun scene to watch. And I think I think everyone who is a fan of Once Upon a Time in general can really enjoy this. Again, I feel that Jennifer Goodwin and Josh Dallas are getting into their characters again. They haven't really had the opportunity. Last week in Awake, I said the scene in my, when did I say? My sneak peek review, I believe. No, my trailer review for this episode. I said, the scene could have been really at any point in the series, but it was nice to see it in all honesty because it made me feel that Jennifer Goodwin and Josh Dallas aren't completely bored of playing Charming and playing Snow White, respectively. So anyway, I really liked it. And, at the end of the episode, at the end of the sneak peek, when he walks away, they're kind of like, what's going on here? And what's going on is he's disapproving and he just doesn't like the setting. And it's fun. Now, we still have the whole thread of the Black Fairy, which isn't really being touched upon. But, there's always the idea that even when, I believe Hook said this. I believe Hook said this way back in season 4, that you can't, you always live in fear. You have to live your life in between the monster attacks. And since the Black Fairy is attacking, let's live our life and have some fun. So overall, I would say it's a good sneak peek, great camera angles, great dialogue, great acting. Even Jared Gilmore was not a plot hole, or not a plot hole, a plunder to the scene. Normally, I think Jared Gilmore can be a hindrance to the scenes, but I liked him calling out Hook on not having it on the Jolly Roger, just because I wouldn't want to be on that boat for a wedding, unless it was like a flat sea. So anyway, I like the scene. So what I want to do now is I was going to give it its own separate video, but I thought, well, I have your attention after discussing Captain Swan. I figured we could discuss Emma's wedding dress together right now for just a few minutes. So I'll pull up the wedding dress, and I'm also going to pull up a couple of the Disney characters right now for you guys to all see with me. I have to say, I don't like the dress. It's not pretty. I mean, it's pretty, I guess, but it's not really what I would have expected Emma to wear. So on the sides, you can see Cinderella's dress, Ariel's dress, Jasmine's dress, and I have Rapunzel's dress. I also have Elsa's dress. Now, granted, Elsa's dress isn't a wedding dress, but I've seen people have used Elsa's dress as an inspiration for other wedding dresses. And Elsa and Rapunzel's dress are very modern. And I think Emma's dress should have been more modern. Now, I get it. We're going off of the classic fairy tale, and that Emma is a fairy tale princess, as Charming blatantly said it in the sneak peek. But I think you don't need to have an 80s dress. And that's essentially what we have here. It's a very 80s dress with the neck and the whole style. I mean, Lana Paria's dress looks amazing. That's like a very classic, very pretty bridesmaid dress. And I have to say, overall, I'm not like thoroughly impressed with the dress, but I'm very impressed with just the pure radiant amount of joy, or joy radiating from this sneak peek or from the image, because it is very, very much a happy scene to look upon. I mean, Rapunzel and Elsa, they're from the 1800s, but the movies are modern, and I really think that Emma's dress would have been more reflective of those two. And even Cinderella, who you guys can see as well, her dress is very plain, but it's beautiful. It's like it's not too much, and it's not too little. It's long sleeves, and there's no collar. I think the collar is what's really killing me. Like this, like just right here, like it's awkward. I just am not a fan of the collar. Princess Jasmine's wedding dress, I mean, in all fairness, it's not that pretty. So I don't think Emma's dress is the best selected. Is it Eduardo Castro that created the dress? I don't know. I feel like he should have been dulled the neck down and maybe made it a bit more slim fitting. Again, I've been in a couple weddings myself where the dresses have been a little bit less than this, not so in your face essentially, or so retro. And I think Emma is just a little out of character here because she's a relatively Renaissance type person in the sense that she's modern. So which is kind of an oxymoron, but you guys know what I mean. So I just think the dress is a little out of character, but at the same time, I totally understand why the show is doing it, because she's supposed to be classic, but we have examples clearly that even classic princesses don't have the neck brace. Again, I think the picture is radiating joy. Henry has his Once Upon a Time book, so I'm curious if he has it there just on the off chance that he needs to quickly write away the Black Fairy from something happening. There's also a bunch of background characters that I have no idea who any of them are, so I'm really curious as to why they are there in the wedding. If I was Once Upon a Time executives at any level, I would have got someone to just do a stand-in for Elsa and Anna, because I feel that Elsa would definitely want to be at Emma's wedding. So anyway, I liked the sneak peek a lot. I enjoyed what I saw. I enjoyed the wedding dress. I'm looking forward to the musical quite a bit. I believe the episode after Where Bluebirds Fly is Black Fairy, where we're going to get history on her, and then we're finally going to see Jennifer Morrison sing and Lana Priya sing and whatnot. So I think it'll be a fun 2 weeks of episodes, or 3 weeks if you include this week. So anyway, thank you for watching my review of the sneak peek and the dress. I'm looking forward to your comments in the comment section below, and we'll talk real soon. Okay, guys, bye.